guys, welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. So we are going to be doing another episode of my Makeup and Mystery series, which if you don't know what Makeup and Mystery is, we are going to be talking about a mystery while I do my makeup. This was inspired by Bailey Sarian, of course. I really always try to give credit to her whenever I start this series, an episode up, because it was inspired by Bailey Sarian. I watched a lot of Bailey Sarian last year when I was pregnant with Jackson, so yeah. Let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about the Princess Diana conspiracies. That's what we're going to be talking about. Well, not really all the conspiracies, just kind of like the ones that I kind of think. So as we know, Princess Diana was married to Prince Charles, who is the son of the Queen of England, and their marriage ended up divorcing. They did have two children named William and Harry, and both of them are now married, as we know, with their own children. So we can move on from that. But let's just focus on Princess Diana. So Princess Diana did die in a car crash in Paris, and there are so many different conspiracy theories. There were 4 people in the car: Princess Diana, her driver, and her boyfriend Dodi. All 3 of them died, and they had a bodyguard in the car also who did survive but has severe injuries from it. And he actually doesn't remember the car crash, so we can't really, I don't really think we can go off of everything that he says, because when you have a head injury, like traumatic experience like that, it messes with your memories. My brother actually just had head surgery a couple months ago, and it's the same for him, where he literally has barely any memories of anything regarding what happened, except for text messages. So there is that. Sorry, I'm focusing on this really fast. I'm so sorry, guys. This is supposed to be a talking video, and I'm like, Kai does not mess with my makeup brushes unless I'm filming, and I don't know why. I really have no idea why he just attacks them. But it is what it is. He's a baby. I can't really help that. So the first conspiracy theory is what is told: she died in a car crash. But there's so much just sketchiness kind of about it that it's kind of but it's just kind of a lot of the evidence is really sketchy, like how they embalmed Diana's body. The ambulance took almost 2 hours to get to them, and then the doctor in the ambulance had them stop when they were 3 seconds or some shit like that from. They could see the entrance to the emergency room. It's just really weird. So the conspiracy theory is, there's so many, that Diana and Dodi, obviously, it's said that they survived and went to live a peaceful, happy life together, away from the paparazzi, and away from the drama, because Princess Diana was divorced from Prince Charles at the time, so it was really, really big. The paparazzi, it was just so big, and it was it's Princess Diana, and everybody really. But it was just a big thing because she was getting divorced. It was just a big thing because she was getting divorced from Prince Charles, so it was just kind of a lot of paparazzi were after her, obviously. I think I'm going to do a neutral look today.
Let me try. Hi, Abby. Just try my look. Well,
Are you like, mommy? Kai! Okay, no. So the conspiracy is that... So I don't really believe the conspiracy theory that they survived because, like, I don't really, like, Princess Diana was really into being a mother and stuff like that, so I don't really think that she would leave her children, and her children obviously openly talk about her. And even Dodi's father talks about him and says that he wears a black tie every day until the truth about his son's death is revealed. So that, to me, is just kind of like evidence showing that they definitely didn't survive. And I don't think that that conspiracy theory is actually believed as much as others. So the next conspiracy theory that I think is more widely believed is that they were obviously murdered. One thing to note about the driver of the car is that he was actually off duty that night, but he came back just to drive them. And apparently his blood alcohol level, like, he was drunk. So people also blame him for being drunk. But his family had requested the blood to be tested again, and it was, and it came back the same results, that he was drunk. However, it also came back that there was a drug in his system that he was not prescribed, and there was a drug that he was also prescribed that wasn't in his system. So that was really weird, and a lot of people think that the blood that was tested actually isn't his blood, the driver's blood, so he wasn't actually drunk. Is basically like what people are trying to say, and like they actually had like switched the blood, which is honestly possible, to be completely honest, because there was a lot of sketchiness going on. So there is that the bodyguard that survived says he remembers a light, and then the crash, which the crash did happen in a tunnel. And like I said, with head injury, it's just really, really hard. I really say you have to take what he says with a grain of salt, because he could potentially have like altered memories, basically, where somebody suggested this and it became a memory to him in like his confused state of like after he had lost his memories and he had like obviously woken up from the hospital and stuff like that. Like somebody could have suggested this and it could be a suggested memory, and that's why he remembers that. There was also another car that was reported at the site. People had seen it at the crash site, and it was like a Fiat or something. And pairs could confirm that this car was there, but they couldn't ever find the car, the people that owned the car, or really figure anything out with that, which is also sketchy when you think about it. And the bodyguard remembers a motorbike, kind of being close to them at stoplights and stuff like that. And I don't think that was looked into also. But the theory of this goes is that the motorbike used a light in the tunnel, because it was like 1 in the morning or something like that. I don't know the exact time, sorry guys. To blind the driver and cause the crash. Which, I guess that is possible. It was a bad crash, though, for it to be caused by a light. But that also goes with the theory of somebody purposefully caused a blinding light to blind the driver to cause harm to the people in the car. So that goes with the theory of her being murdered. There's also the theory that the paparazzi is what caused the crash. Apparently there were paparazzi that were arrested after the crash in Paris, because Princess Diana was a well-known figure, and, you know, she was going through her divorce she had just gone through her divorce with Charles, and she was out with her new boyfriend, so everybody kind of, like, wanted to know and wanted to, like, get the next picture and get the next scoop. Because obviously when you're paparazzi, you get the next picture, you get the next scoop, you get the most money. So that is that theory, is that the paparazzi, they were trying to outrun the paparazzi, and the paparazzi is what caused the crash. That is that theory. And apparently there was, like, she was supposed to, like, be making a announcement the next day. So that is why, like, a lot of paparazzi, I guess I see you, Kai, were, like, out and about with them, like, out and about trying to get them, was because they were trying to figure out what the next, like, what she was going to make the announcement. Okay, and so that was that theory. Then there's another theory that, you know, it could have been caused because Dodi's father was, like, they were Muslim and they had a lot of money, and maybe it was some, you know, business enemies of Dodi's father, and the crash was only supposed to kill Dodi, but it didn't. It ended up killing, you know, Princess Diana also. That is another theory. I'm not really inclined to believe that theory, honestly, just because I'm more inclined to believe the next theory, which is the fact that the royal family had it done. And I believe that the evidence honestly mostly points to the fact that the royal family had it done because, you know, Paris did a lot of sketchiness, like embalming Princess Diana's body, which they really weren't supposed to do, which they could have done because, you know, they're protecting the Queen of England, the royal family. And I don't mean any disrespect, because honestly, if the royal family did have it done, then I personally think that they had a reason that not a lot of people knew about, and it is different times, and, you know, everybody does things for a reason, and if it ever came out that they did have it done, then I think that we should obviously, like, listen to the reasons and make judgment then, is all I'm trying to say. Is that, you know, I don't think that the Queen of England or the royal family or like royal advisors or anything like that would ever have somebody killed without a specific reason. It might not have been a good reason. I'm not saying that. It might not have been a good reason, but I'm also not trying to piss off nobody. So, yeah. I work very hard on my concept. I'm not trying to get it taken down. So now there's a lot of hateful people out there that literally, like, I don't want to see anybody be happy with their content and succeed. Let's get you taken off of YouTube. Click. Because people are assholes. But anyways, there's actually people from MI6, which is kind of like the equivalent of the CIA to England, I guess you could say, have came out and actually said that MI6 is responsible for this. Like, the royal family is responsible for it. Obviously, the royal family would have to be responsible for it if MI6 did it, because why would MI6 do it without orders, right? So that's the way I look at it. So now let's talk about why the royal family would want Princess Diana killed. So Princess Diana, after her divorce with Charles, lost obviously her princess title, but she kind of like kept a lot of other stuff, and she was apparently like way more popular than Charles was, which I kind of can see why, because people can tend to relate to a mother as opposed to Prince Charles, who grew up in like the royal family and stuff like that, and he just kind of like seems like the posh type, you know, which isn't bad, but at the same time, at the end of their marriages, they were both having affairs. Prince Charles was having an affair with Camilla, which she ended up marrying him eventually. Kind of a shame that Princess Diana had to die and like we had to go through all this, which sucks. So the theory kind of goes that the an announcement that Princess Diana was supposed to be making was that she was engaged to Dodi and she was going to marry him, and she was actually pregnant, which we can't confirm if she was pregnant or not because remember, Paris embalmed her. So we can't confirm if she was pregnant or not. However, Dodi's father says that earlier the day that they died, earlier that day, he spoke with the princess and confirmed that Princess Diana had said that they were engaged and she was pregnant. And there's even people stating that they were looking at jewelers and that they had like jewelers coming to them. And the theory goes that the royal family had them killed because they did not want a Muslim, because remember Dodi was Muslim, in kind of discreetly basically in the royal family, even though Princess Diana wasn't really in the royal family. Her marrying Dodi would have made him obviously the stepfather to Harry and William, and he was Muslim. And it wasn't really widely accepted back then, I guess. Like, I kind of feel like Prince Harry kind of goes through a lot of shit because he's married to Meghan Markle, honestly. But, you know, like, you do... I'm one to talk. You do crazy things for love. You really do. So, I'm just kind of, like, curious what you guys think about these conspiracy theories. I lean more on the side of the royal family did it because there is actually video evidence of MI6 agents coming out and saying, yes, we are responsible for this. This is how we did it. Which, I don't know why people, like, still don't believe it, to be completely honest. But it's probably because, like, I don't feel like if you're an MI6 agent and you're coming out and you're saying this, I feel like at the same time, there is a reason. There's a reason. Your government wants you to say this for a reason. So I feel like that could be a reason why people don't believe it, and it could also be a reason why, if it's not true, it's not true. It's not true because they're trying to divert attention away. Basically. Because Princess Diana was a giant figure. I mean, still to this day, she's a giant figure. And there's even a theory that Princess Diana has a daughter that when she was going to get married to Prince Charles, she was had to be seen by this like OBGYN to make sure that she could have children so that they could carry on the bloodline, royal bloodline. And there's a theory that this doctor actually took out one of Princess Diana's eggs and put it in his wife, and that is how they conceived a child, because I guess like the doctor and his wife were trying to have a child and they couldn't conceive. Although, if this turned out to be true, that is one hell of a crime. Like, seriously, that's one hell of a crime. But at the same time, like, there is actually, like, people saying in England that there is a woman that looks like Princess Diana that is this doctor's daughter. I don't know her name. And it honestly wouldn't be too hard to test out if, like, they actually wanted to test this theory out, because we know for a fact that William and Harry are Princess Diana's sons, so they obviously share a part of Princess Diana's DNA. If this child came from Princess Diana, she would obviously have the mitochondrial DNA that Princess Diana shares that the mother passes down, because the mother passes down the mitochondrial DNA and the father passes down the Y chromosome. I think it's the X chromosome, my bad. So we'd be able to test it like that. Just how, like, if my body was dead and you couldn't identify me, my sister and I don't share the same mother. My brothers and I do. So you'd be able to test my DNA against my mother and my brothers, and you'd be able to determine if it was me. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. Kai, you're gonna get your finger in there. Please like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. I hope you guys enjoyed. yeah, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys. Kai, you want to come say bye-bye? Kai, you want to come say bye-bye? Not today? Okay. Bye, guys.